In 22 years, Ekiti has had about 4 different administrations. Would you want to do individual analysis of each government and about their strengths, their major contributions to the development of Ekiti?
Yeah, I think to be very honest, Fayose tried in terms of infrastructure. He tried. Fayemi, in my opinion, is also trying in terms of infrastructure too, because it's built some roads, and then in terms of trying to revive moribund industries. You know, the Ikun farm is there. It's a success story today, whether we like it or not. I mean, I knew that at the time, an administration brought some cows without, they said there was not even water in that place and everything, but Fayemi has been able to revive that. I'm looking forward to, you know, the other industries, Ire and whatever, and especially creating an enabling environment for SMEs. You know, small clusters. When I was growing up, I know there were sawmills all over. Sawmills all over. I mean, without government, but the conducive environment was there, and so people were doing their businesses. How many sawmills do we have now? We had Agbegilodos everywhere in those days, you know, when you and I were growing up. But these days, everybody's running to either for one contract or the other, or, you know, or just go and join the public service so that at least you can live on your salary. So we need to create that environment. So in terms of infrastructure, they've tried. But I still see a lot of gap in agriculture, because you have to create the value chain. The farmer in Irokbora who has finished there must have a seamless way to transport and get people who are ready to buy, you know, so that you can create wealth for even the people. So I think in agriculture, I haven't seen so much, but roads and infrastructure, yes. I mean, the markets are there, the Falavat Bridge is there, the roads are here and there, and in terms of education, I think we're trying as well, but not as much. I think Ekiti by now should be at the forefront of education that is galvanized by technology. I think all the schools by now should have interactive whiteboards. I think all the schools by now should have contents, e-contents, and those students. You know, the other time, I think Fayemi in his first time, there was a deal he had with some company and they brought computers for children. But do you know that because of some little challenges then, there were no contents in those things. So those students started using those laptops for other things, and it became a problem. And I think he's now trying to be careful not to do that. But what I think he should do is put contents in those things and get people. I mean, this is my field. This is what we are doing in Lagos. If you heard that schools are doing very well in Lagos, there's no rocket science about it. The people who are helping them succeed are Ekiti people. So why can't we do it here? Why can't you have, you know, models? Even if you can't do everything, we know this is expensive. Christ School is there. Create one in Ado Ekiti. Create one in Ekiti East. Create one in. Let there be templates so that those children can catch up with their friends everywhere in the world. We are talking about CBT. Schools are already doing the exams. They are creating their local exams on CBT. We don't have that yet. You don't even have the infrastructure anymore. So I think by now, because education has always been the biggest wealth of the Ekiti people. That's why when we were growing up, sir, there were more Ekiti people per university in the world, intensity, compared to any other tribe in the world. Where are we now? Where are we now? You need to demystify sciences. The infrastructures, okay, so you want to start building schools, buildings everywhere, but that is not what's going to help. What will help those children? Building is part of it, but look at this studio, look at the building, fantastic place. But without these lightings now, without the cameras, this is just an amorphous, contraption. So I think that in education, the government should do more. We should invest in virtual learning in case of pandemics. The fortunate thing is that the same infrastructure you use for e-learning is what you use for virtual learning. So you have an interactive whiteboard. You have people with their computers. If we put internet, they do the same learning at home. They can also be in Harvard. From Ikere Ekiti, you are learning in Harvard. From Ado Ekiti, you are learning in MIT. You know, so, for example, I think we can do that. It doesn't cost that much. Chief Adebayo was a pathfinder. He was a pathfinder, you know. As first civilian governor, he wouldn't copy anybody. So I would credit him with creating the templates. Remember, he also didn't do second time. But for his first year, I mean, let's say the truth, there was peace. There was security in Ekiti. In terms of infrastructure, I didn't think he had that much, you know. But relatively, the ideas also that he had, I'm sure some of the Fahimi and some of you are running with some of those ideas. Bola Tinubu in Lagos only did 8 years, but you can tell that his template is still running now, you know. So I think that's the hallmark of a leader. So I'll credit Otumba Adebayo for that. Then for Oni also did very well. Let's say the truth. I remember because I was GM Omatech Computers, and we were part of a company with 3 companies that equipped 22 schools in Ekiti with ICT. I was here. In fact, I stayed. He took us to his house. We even slept in his house for one Christmas. We even did banga. He was shooting banga with people in the factory. Oh, they had good ideas. You know, I think people did not understand him, and so some will say, Oni is stingy, because the guy believed that the Ekiti people's money must be sacrosanctly kept for Ekiti. Okay, so Oni had a lot of ideas. Oni helped in terms of helping education in Ekiti. Not because I was part of it, but because I saw his dream and his ideas. And Oni also, I know that he also tried in terms of infrastructure. Yes, maybe he didn't finish the road, but at least he started it. In terms of education as well, I know that Oni also created one university. I think he tried to change Ikere at the time. And so the ideas were there. And of course, you know that the courts did not even allow for, you know, the end of that time, and he didn't make the second time. So I will credit Oni with a lot of ideas, and I think that he's a very, very good material for governorship, because he's not going to learn from the ropes like any other person. He's been there before. He saw what he did wrong, and I'm sure he will be one of those people that will say, hey, I need to, you know, I need to make things right. And because he already had that corruptionless value and integrity, and the Omoluabi in him, we all know that Oni is an Omoluabi to the core. I don't belong to any political party, but I can analyze them, not just being a journalist, but being a stakeholder. So I think Oni has a lot of ideas that I couldn't finish the other time, and I also know that he's someone that we can trust with the resources of Ekiti people. So
you're talking about next year election now?
No. I don't know whether he will contest or he will not. I'm just saying, analyzing these 4 governors. Okay. Yeah, based on the times he spent and the qualities that you can see in him. You know, he contests. He may decide to contest or not. But I think in his first time he did well. But I think he didn't finish. He didn't finish what he had in mind.
People of the Fountain.